Alright guys, welcome back. Today we're in my 93 Silverado. And if you ever been sitting at a red light and your brake pedal just keeps on and keeps on and keeps on mashing down, and then you have to pump it and stop it again, well, that's what this one's doing. I'm pretty sure it's the master cylinder, but unfortunately I tried to bleed the brakes a few weeks ago, and on the passenger side front I ended up I broke the bleeder valve trying to get it out. So we'll have to be replacing calipers, brake pads, and master cylinder on this truck today. And the chickens are wound up. So they'll be chiming in from time to time. So anyway guys, let's get started. And first thing we're going to do is bench bleed the master cylinder. Alright guys, so here's our new master cylinder. Notice it's marked 9/16 half. See that it's greasy. And anytime you get a new master cylinder, you have to bench bleed them. The easiest way to do that is put them in a vise. If you've got a vise handy, clamp them in there. You ain't got to really put a whole lot of force to them. Alright, you can go buy you a bench bleed kit. I think this one comes from AutoZone, but it comes with different fittings, different hoses. This one's pretty old, so I'm hoping these hoses are still good. Then you got to figure out the right size. This is a 9/16, so it's going to go right here. And we need a half, and there's half. Half will go right here. It's kind of nice of them to actually put what the plug is. I've never seen that before. Then we're going to take off our cap. Clean these hoses off. We're just going to drop them over in there. You got to really fill them up at this point, but you want a good level. Alright, so now that we've got the some fluid in here, and this may not be enough, I have to kind of hold these hoses over in this fluid. You want the end of the hose to be in the brake fluid. You'll take your screwdriver, push on the cylinder, and you should see air come out. You got to put a little bit more in this one, I think. Going to keep doing this real slow. Give it time between pushes to get the air out. I don't know if y'all be able to see that or not. My hand in the way. We'll just put some more fluid in here. Now you always want to use new fluid when you're doing this, because old fluid, even if it's sealed, will get water in it. Oh, we ain't got no good place to stand now. When all the air is out, you should just see a stream of fluid come out. pinch blade. Now we need to take these out and plug the holes. This thing comes with these blue plastic plugs. That's what you want to use. So all we've done at this point, we've got all the air out of this area where the plunger goes. So now we'll work fast because we'll lose fluid. And we don't want to run out of fluid. And this stuff is messy. Now we want to put our cap back on. And now it's ready to mount in the truck. So let's go look and see what we got to do to get the one off the truck. Alright, so in the truck, there's our brake booster. Brake booster, master cylinder, and all this down here is ABS. This is not what you want your brake fluid to look like, motor oil. That is contaminated, nasty brake fluid. So I'm gonna get my little mighty vac and we'll suck that brake fluid out till we get it almost all the way out, and then we'll take these two lines loose and those two bolts loose, and everything should slide forward. So here's a little mighty vac. You don't want to overfill this thing. You will suck brake fluid up in your mighty vac. Be very careful not to spill this on any painted surfaces. And you see that master cylinder, holds a good bit of brake fluid. That's almost a pint. Now to get these off, you're gonna need a 9/16 wrench. I've got a flare tool wrench. I hadn't always had good luck using these, but we're gonna try it and see. That's about what I figured. These wrenches tend to be, that didn't work, a little bit crappy. Alright, so plan B. First I want to put this rag up under everything pretty good here. It will rust out the your fender well, your frame, anything else, and you don't. So the next step is Old Faithful here, a little pipe wrench. Not ideal, but usually does the trick. Let's see if we can get this back on here now. We can use this to finish it. That's free. Now it's tight. These nuts are 15 millimeter. I about got all the nuts. Throw the nuts off. This one's loose. Slide it on out like that. Now, if we look, you see see a lot of corrosion. This thing has definitely been leaking. Some corrosion, getting corrosion up in my booster. So we'll make sure all that gets cleaned out, and then we're ready to stick that other one in. Alright guys, got it fairly clean. Slide this back in. I'm going to take these plugs off to get these in place, which is going to be a trick. We don't want to run out of brake fluid. Couple nuts start here. And this first one went in pretty easy. This one, ain't so sure about. I guess it did go. Now, we may not be able to tighten that up with a wrench. Be careful you get brake fluid on your tools and you set it down and get all over your stuff. I'm going to do it tightened up. I'll be tightened up. Now I'm tightening up these bolts, nuts. And I could get a deep well and put on that one, but this other one I don't think I'll be able to get a deep well on. But get it tightened up, check it for leaks, see what it looks like. Alright guys, here she is. I don't see any leaks. And I got it topped up with fluid. Now the last step is to bleed the brakes. Like I said, I've got to replace the front brakes, so I'm going to go ahead and bleed the far driver's side rear, passenger side rear brake, and then the driver's side rear brake. And this thing's got two different reservoirs. If you notice, this reservoir goes to the front brakes, this goes to the rear brakes, so it's real easy to run out of this little reservoir before you're done bleeding, getting all the old fluid out of the rear brake. So you have to keep a close eye on that, on this reservoir while you bleed brakes. So anyway guys, there she is, and hope this helps somebody. Pretty simple do-it-yourself project. I think that master cylinder was $65, Rock Auto, something like that. So now on to the next step, which I'm not going to video because I've already done a brake bleeding video, how to do it yourself, and so I'm going to skip that. And I might get a video of replacing the calipers and pads on the front. There's probably so many of these videos out there right now, but just want to know, I might video it and stick it up, see if anybody wants to look at it. So thanks for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe if you can.